Welcome home to St. Anne's, a place of community, love, and faith. No matter who you are or where you are in your spiritual journey, there's a place for you at Christ's table. Join us Sundays at 10 a.m. or anytime online. We look forward to seeing you.
I ain't going to preach, but it's okay. We're going to preach it anyway. Because why not, right? You guys know my belief on tough scriptures. We wrestle with them until we get a blessing, right? So we're going to wrestle with it, and we'll probably all be a little bit uncomfortable. And if scripture has never made you uncomfortable before, well, you're not doing Christianity right. So let's talk about it, because I think it is really, really important that we wrestle with things. Because when the Christian church really took hold, especially in northern European areas, the United States being a part of that kind of culture, we really watered down what Scripture is saying to us. And we turned it into kind of a club, right? It's not meant to make us uncomfortable. It's not meant to make our life difficult or anything like that. It's something that we do, less now, but it used to be like you went to the church that was your people, right? It was a social cast. It was a familial thing. It's where you went to see and be seen. It's where you got really good fashion advice, like what's the hat that's in right now? Y'all need to up your hat game, okay? Only Andy is committed to the hat game today. And I really feel like we need to up our game around here. Our fashion choices are a little iffy at best, says the priest, who was like, it's fine. And that really went into our culture, right? American culture is very, very tied to Christianity. Is a label that we put on things. It gets you in or it gets you out, but it's not something that really impacts your everyday life, right? It's not meant to actually be how you live. That'd be the worst. We're not doing that. And yet when we go to Scripture again and again and again, what does Scripture actually say to us? It is in our very DNA. It impacts every single thing that you and I do. Christianity isn't political. Politics can be religious. Does that make sense? We've got it flipped sometimes in our culture. Our politics can influence what we believe about our religion, right? You know it's true. Even if you don't want to admit it, it's true. If you're a Democrat, religion looks this way. If you're a Republican, religion looks this way, right? And we've got it all divvied up. You can sometimes know, or at least you can guess where people stand based on what church they go to or don't go to. Am I wrong? I told you this sermon wasn't going to preach. We're all going to be offended by the time we leave today, and that's fine, because you want to know what? The Coreys were in charge of coffee hour. So y'all are going to be fine. You'll be okay with it. The Coreys are going to solve whatever I break today. I'm telling the truth. These people know how to cook. Am I wrong? What? Okay. EJ's like, please, continue. Okay. So we've gotten it completely wrong. Because that's not how it goes. It goes like our faith and our Christianity should so impact every single cell in our body, every decision, every action that we make, that it permeates everything. So yes, your faith is going to impact your politics. However, I strongly believe that it will not impact it in the same way. A healthy church will be a cross-section of our society. Because here's the thing, when we make decisions based on our Christian faith and our beliefs, they will be devout. They will not be the same. Can I use this as an example? May I? Too late. I already did. I already committed. You guys know my dinner table doesn't agree. Your senior warden and I are incredibly, incredibly tight. We are incredibly dedicated to one another. I think. I mean, I am to you, Ken. Who have I not put on the spot today? Raise your hand because you're coming up next. I know, my kids are coming up. Don't worry. We don't agree. There's not much politically but we can have those conversations. You want to know why? Because we absolutely believe in the gospel together. 100% we agree on the gospel. And when that permeates every aspect of your life, you will make the decisions that are the best decisions. They won't always be the same. You and I will not always agree, nor, frankly, should we. If we're all agreeing all the time, something's seriously wrong. So I go back to our gospel because it's this. It's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to be difficult. And if it's easy and if it's comfortable and you feel like you're not carrying a cross is just something you're wearing around your neck as a piece of jewelry, you're not carrying it and you're not committed to the gospel that God calls us to be committed to, because it's going to be difficult. And if you and I are not equipped to weigh those costs together, if we're not equipped to have those conversations, if we're not equipped to wrestle together, we're not equipped to follow the Christ that we claim to follow. And I realize that's uncomfortable. And I realize that's not going to preach. And I realize it's tough. Because the gospel that preaches is every day is Friday. It's going to be great. The day you commit to Jesus Christ, you're going to be wealthy, you're going to be popular, you're going to be beautiful. Everything's going to be great. Right? And the day, if your preacher's a good preacher, your church is just going to flourish, and you're going to have tons of money, and everyone's going to have nice cars in the parking lot. We have a shocking number of Honda Odysseys. Yeah, I think it might be. And that's okay, because if we are really, truly preaching the gospel, have you read that book? Do you know what happens to the people who preach the gospel? Did you read Paul's letter? Where is Paul hanging out? Not the country club. He ain't in the country club. He's in prison. He's uncomfortable. If we are comfortable all the time, what we are doing is not the gospel. Now, having said that, do I want us to be miserable all the time? Should you be wearing sackcloth and beating yourself and I don't know what the current fad is for being a committed ascetic Christian? It seems to change every few years, but I am not saying that either. Nor am I saying that we're starting a commune, though I could be sold on it. I mean, if you come to me and you're like, Meg, there's about 250 acres. It's got a creek running through it, some prime woodland and some pasture land, and we could all sell everything and move there together. I'd probably get on board with you. Not going to lie to you. I would. But that is not what I'm calling us to. I am not calling us to the extreme of this either. But I am saying every decision that we make should come from a Christian basis. Am I making the decisions I'm making out of love? Am I making them because God calls me to make them? Why are you and I making the decisions that we're making? Are we making them prayerfully? Are we discerning our choices together? Are we making them because they're the most convenient, most pleasant, most comfortable decisions for all of us? that matters. It matters why we make the decisions that we make. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever you are. I don't care. I hope that this church is a cross-section of all of them. I really, truly do. Because if my vestry isn't challenging my beliefs, if I'm not challenging my vestry, we aren't the church that we are called to be. That's just the truth. But I do hope every single one of us is here because we have wrestled with the divine. We have spent time in Scripture. We have seen the risen Christ among us, and we've said, you know what? I'm committed to this. I must do this. And sometimes that compulsion is going to make you do things that you don't want to do. Do you think I love the life of a bivocational priest? I'm here to tell you it's the worst. I suck at literally everything that I do. Not because I think I'm necessarily bad at it, because I just don't have the time to commit to every single one. I am not the mom that I should be because I'm doing other things. I am not the priest that I should be because I'm doing other things. I am not the school counselor I should be because I'm doing other things. But can I tell you how I came to that decision? Because it matters. Some of you were around for that really heinous time in the life of St. Anne's. It was a difficult time for sure, right? And it was a very prayerful decision because I came to a place of saying, you know what? We can't do this. I've run the numbers. We can't run a church like this. And I've thought about it, and I'm called to be here. Because there was a moment that my husband and I were like, is it time to go somewhere else? Should I go to a different church that can support a full-time priest in my family? And I really prayerfully considered that. Those were not decisions that were made because it was the easiest thing at the time. I remember sitting at my dining room table with two men who are saints among us, who are now gone, so they're a representation of saints to me now. And them saying, Meg, how are we going to run a church if we don't have a full-time priest? We'll never grow. We just can't. And we had to prayerfully come to a place of saying, you know what? This is who we are called to be at this time. Not because we wanted to do it. None of us wanted to do this. I am here to tell you. And it wasn't the easiest thing to do. And it wasn't the most comfortable thing to do. But I will tell you, looking back at it, it is 100% the thing that God called us to do. And every single time that I come up against it and I say, you know what, I want to do something different. I want to do it differently. God calls us to this. It's not easy. It's never going to be easy. But it will 100% be who we are. And if you are not making choices that come from your faith, you are not true to who you are and who you are called to be. And it will, frankly, in the end, be harder. It will be painful because you'll always be hitting up against who you are called to be. And that's a tough place to be. Don't do that. Make the hard choices. And here's the thing that you are promised every single time. Yes, we'll make the hard choices. But guess what? We're going to do it together. Also, can I tell you an awesome thing about St. Anne's? I love this so much. I told you I was going to bring my kids into it. Wesley, show them the book that you're reading.
We want you to know that you're welcome to join us at 10 a.m. on Sundays. Please be sure to hit subscribe to receive our sermons.
Okay, so
we can't wait to meet you.
Graphic novel. Have some of you read Mouse? If you have not, it's in our library.